Today's video is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's an absolutely beautiful morning today, and I'm telling you what, I'm getting after it. So far today, it's been one of those days where I'm getting way more done than I thought I would. That doesn't always happen. So way back in the clearing, I've had a fire going out there for about 3 or 4 days. It's all burnt down right now, but all I need to do is scratch it up with the excavator and we can burn some more brush. I didn't really plan on doing all this, but everything's going pretty well, so I figure I might as well get the entire road cleaned up from the house all the way back to the clearing. I've got firewood poles and brush and a few stumps left along the road, so I use the excavator to kind of separate them out, and then I can pull those long lengths all the way back to the clearing with the Avant. This timber grab on here, this is the HD. This isn't the same one that I was using the other day. If you saw that video the other day, Mark from Avant brought this one out, and it's incredible. It really is. And I will say something, you can get something like this for a skid loader, but it's so much easier seeing what you're doing in this than a skid loader. You know, looking at where you're going, it's kind of difficult to see out of the back of a skid steer. Now mine has a camera, but I've never really gotten used to it, so I don't use it. I don't know why, so I'm always turning my head. But in this machine, it's much easier to see all around you than it is a skid steer. But right now I need to take a little break. The hunt man, he's ready to go somewhere. But when I come back, I think I'm just gonna focus on cleaning everything up and getting this all done from the house all the way back. Get the rest of this out of here. I got a few more piles here and there. I may even move this topsoil and get my little shooting range back here. Oh, I got some logs up in there yet too. I need to get those out of there. I was gonna take all these down to the wood yard, but I didn't really want to skid them out and down the road. And here, probably pretty shortly, we'll have this road all done and be able to use it. I don't know how soon I'm gonna stone it, but even right now, it's good and solid. We had a lot of rain, and I was working back there in the rain the other day, and I'm very happy with how it turned out, because there's not anywhere on this in 1,000 feet where it pumps or anything. It's solid. You can even run on it, you know, like I said, in the rain, in a track machine, wheeled machine, and it stays pretty good. I still have not punched through right up there by the side-by-side. The road will go straight through, kind of, I don't know if you can see it, towards my truck over by the building. We'll just have a road that comes through there right onto this. I still have, I don't know, 3 or 4 trees to take down. One's pretty sketch. It really is. That's why it's still sitting there. Need to figure that one out. I'll have to move my shooting bench, obviously. But this one oak right here, I'll get her down. I just like to think about these ones and not dive right into it. But it's got some hard lean right into all those maples right there and into the corner of the fence. I might get somebody experienced. Yeah, I'm thinking. I know if I sat on the other side of this fence, I could notch this, back cut, leave enough holding wood, and push it right down that road with the excavator. But I'm not sure I want to try it. Either way, it'll hit the ground. All right, just got back from running the hunt man to Sheets, and I got a phone call that I got to get ready for. Bill from Adler & Sons called. He's got a load of firewood poles, and I actually have more wood than I know what to do with, but it's hard to pass up on a good load of poles. So with that being said, I'm going to pull some more of this out of here real quick, get it ready, and then we'll take the excavator down to the wood yard and make some room for another load of wood. That timing doesn't get any better. I literally just shut the machine off, and here comes Bill. Earlier, I mentioned that today's video was sponsored by Simply Safe, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. If you have been watching our channel for any time at all, you know that we take home security very seriously around here, and our Simply Safe system is the key component to my security plan. There's probably at least a dozen different reasons why I chose Simply Safe as our security system, but the three main reasons are this. Installation was a breeze. I had the entire system up and running in a single evening, and it has been glitch-free since the day that we installed it over 4 years ago. Reason number two, I don't have some stranger coming into my home to install a security system. I didn't want that. And number three, I do my research on everything. I looked into Simply Safe. They've got a great reputation, and everybody that I know has one loves their system. Simply Safe is comprehensive security for the whole home with advanced sensors and cameras to detect threats from fires, break-ins, floods, and more. With 24/7 professional monitoring, Simply Safe agents are ready to spring into action to keep you safe, promptly assessing the situation, contacting you, and dispatching first responders to your address, even if you're away or unable to respond. It's award-winning home security. It was named among the best home security systems of 2024 by U.S. News and World Report. That's 5 years running. With 24/7 live guard protection, Simply Safe's agents act within 5 seconds of receiving an alarm signal, rapidly assessing the situation and taking immediate steps to ensure your family's safety. And with the Smart Alarm indoor camera, agents can even see and speak to intruders in real time, stopping them in their tracks. And since they can see what's going on, they can confirm the emergency and pass those details on to 911, and you get a priority response. Simply Safe's combo of advanced sensors, cameras, and monitoring technologies give you peace of mind that who and what you care about most is protected. Like I said earlier, the system is super easy to install. You can do it yourself, or you could get a professional to do it if you don't want to, but you don't have to. There's no long-term contracts, no hidden fees. Everything that I talked about today you get for less than $1 a day, which is less than half the cost of traditional security brands. Save 20% on your Simply Safe security system when you sign up for a Fast Protect monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/Morgans to customize yours. There's no safe like Simply Safe. So just got a load of cherry and maple. Where'd that come from, Bill? Housing plan?
A housing plan up on Route 8, south of Butler.
Did they, was that cut like with a feller buncher?
Yes, it was cut about 3 weeks ago.
How many acre job is that?
I believe it's right around 14.
How long did it take you guys to clear 14 acres, that size wood?
That size wood, we average about three acres a day.
Really? So. I did 2 acres out there in like 3 months. So you got some different equipment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you grind all the stumps?
Yes, we grind all the stumps on site.
And then you mow everything?
Yes, and finish mow it.
Okay. So there's really nothing left then when you're done?
Nothing left.
That's a nice load. That's like processor ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice load. And you know what's nice about cherry and maple? If you cut and split that right now, it'll be ready to go for this winter.
Yes.
Not your oaks, but your cherry and your maple will be.
Yes, it will be.
All right, I brought the excavator back out. We're gonna get our fire going again. This fire has been going for, I think, 5 days now. I know it doesn't look like a fire right now, but there's a giant pile of hot ash and coals right here. What I like to do is just rake a little bit off the top. I don't want to go too deep. Take a little bit off there, then we'll start putting some dry stuff on it and load her up. In about 10 minutes we'll have a rip-roaring fire again. I'm telling you, it has been a busy day. I was down there at the wood yard getting ready for that load of logs, and Eva called me. She was at the Verizon store, which is always a thing. We were making a few changes on our phones, so we just sent Eva out to take care of it. Well, she's not a account manager or whatever, so she calls me and she's like, hey, go on your Verizon app, do this, that, and the other, and make me an account manager and I'll take care of this. I'm like, all right. So I start working on that. And then my phone rings and it's Bill. He was like 2 minutes out with the load of logs. So I call Melissa. I'm like, hey, open the gate up, because I don't want him having to stop, you know, part way up the driveway for the gate. And I'm like, you got to move a car. So she's doing that. Eva's texting. She's like, you done yet? I'm like, no. Well, I finally got it done and the logs are delivered. And everything's good now. I'm back here getting my fire going. Need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm talking too much. But I have gotten rid of so much brush in the last couple days. It's amazing. That actually looks pretty good. Now I'm going to load it up with what's here beside me. Gonna get away from it a little bit so I can grab it. But they're calling for some storms tonight. I'd like to get this all burn up. Shouldn't be a problem. And then the next dry day, get rid of the rest of the stumps, and I'll be ready to prep all this for seed. Levi just went today and bought all the seed. It should be a really good mix. I have been going round and round on what to plan here, and when it comes to like this kind of stuff, everybody has an opinion, and so the more people you listen to, the more confused you get. So we went straight to the professionals. It's called Ernst Seed. I think that's what it's called. It's north of us, about an hour, but they got everything up there. So the mix that we got to plan out here, I'll have to read the bag when I get it, but it's a mix of clover, a little bit of rye. There's 4 or 5 different things. But Levi learned something when he was up there. There's no real good solution for this invasive stuff. Like that Japanese stilt grass, they have to deal with it up there too. Now we'll get something growing, but it's going to be a work in progress. The only way that we have found to really deal with it is to spray, and spray a lot. And the seeds, they last like 5 years. So it would be like a 5-year plan. And the problem is, that's just this area right here. The stuff's all over the place. So it's going to keep coming in. But hopefully something happens to it one day. I talked to a forester from West Virginia, and you know, the stuff, it doesn't really, well, it does hurt things. It gets so thick you can't get little trees growing. But he said it seems like whenever there's something like that it just takes over everything, it ends up eventually getting some kind of disease and killing itself. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what happens, but there's so much of that invasive stuff anymore. The privet, the autumn olive, but the Japanese stilt grass, man, it's down West Virginia. It's all over the property down there. It's just a mess. But you just have to deal with it. Oh, we got some smoke now. It won't be long. But I tell you what, that Avant, man, that's nice. Dragging all those trees out here. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in this video, I didn't really have plans on getting all that done. And talk about sipping the fuel. I don't know how many hours I've put on that thing. It's barely below a full tank of fuel. That Mark that was here yesterday from Avant, he said it burns about a ½ gallon an hour, and it just sips the fuel. Maybe it's a hybrid. I like using the excavator on these fires because you can just sit in one spot, pick the stuff from the sides that didn't burn, you know, the time before, and you can get a nice fire going. I like a good fire. We're calling this the 5-day fire. Could turn into the 10-day fire. We'll have to see. If I can find more stuff to burn. Then I like to just set a couple stumps on top, so as it burns down, you get that little bit of weight, kind of keeps pushing the fuel down into the hot stuff. I burn a lot of stumps, but I got a lot more laying around here to get rid of. You run out of fuel, you know, you run out of the smaller stuff to get a good hot fire going to burn the stumps. You always run out of the small stuff before you run out of the stumps. That one might have rolled over the other side. I couldn't tell. I think we'll grab one more over here, and then I'll go back to hauling more brush back with the Avant. got flames. We got flames. I see them. Knock a little more dirt off of this one if we can. And then what I like to do, I like to flip them over. Keep the dirt on top. Set them right on top. Or close to it. Smash her down on there a bit. Oh yeah. Pretty, pretty. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. The next one will probably be a continuation of what I'm doing, but with an added twist. But I appreciate y'all being here, I really do. And I also want to thank Simply Safe for sponsoring today's video. And if you got a minute, go to our website, outdoorswiththemorgans.com, and sign up for our newsletter. There will be a pop-up that comes up. Just enter your email in, and you will be signed up for our newsletter. You'll never be spammed or anything like that. We send them out at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. Kind of a look back of what we've been working on, some behind the scenes stuff, and then a look forward. So appreciate you being here. Catch you on the next one.